The following pro wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation.
Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen of our worldwide viewing audience, wherever you may be. This is RWL Rage, emanating from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania this evening. Our next to last stop in the Keystone State. I'm afraid Tex Lynch was a bit erroneous in his prediction. We won't be leaving Pennsylvania until the end of the month. I'm Don Hickson, and I'm joined by Christy Ogilvie and booking agent Myron Schimmelman. We have 2 hours of RWL Mad Action on tap that you are not going to want to miss.
Hi everybody! Don, there's lots of stuff happening tonight. Some of it pretty unexpected. But one thing we did know was going to happen was the return of Luna Vachon from suspension. And she's going to be in action tonight against Patty Powers, who she blinded with that damn purple haze nearly 3 weeks ago. I'm not expecting Luna to tone down her behavior at all.
You'd be wise to think that, Christy. Hello, everybody. How we doing tonight? Yeah, that's Luna Vachon's back. Patty Powers will be facing her. And you said unexpected. Get a look at unexpected. I got as unexpected as you could possibly get. Our opening contest tonight. Tag team competition with the Headbangers, Thrasher and Marsh, facing, get this, the team of Mad Dog McKay and KARRION KROSS with both their managers at ringside.
Wow, Myron, you're going to have to explain exactly how that came about.
Don't worry, I will.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RWL Rage. Our first tag team match, scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle from the Garden State of New Jersey, at a combined weight of 488 pounds, here are Thrasher and Mosh, the Headbangers.
Wait a minute, Myron. You're really gonna have to give us the 411 on how this match came together. Obviously not just the Headbangers. Kross and McKay as a tag team? Just how? These two were trying to wipe each other out just a month ago. Even their managers got involved in a mixed-gender tag match. How in the fiery pits of hell do they wind up as tag team partners against Thrasher and Mosh? Did you talk them into it?
I didn't talk them into it. Surprise, surprise. It was their own idea.
It's the same thing with Scarlett, Bordeaux, and Miss Morse X. They were trying to destroy each other too. So Myron, how?
Let Aria finish. I'll explain everything.
Their opponents, first, he's joined at ringside by Scarlett Bordeaux from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 243 pounds, KARRION KROSS.
Okay, you two, here it is. Let me start by saying nobody was more surprised than me when McKay and Kross walk into the office and say, we're gonna form a tag team. I'm looking at the two of them like they've got 3 heads talking Yiddish. I'm like, I explained to them all the things that you two just said, and McKay says, don't worry about it. That's our problem. That's our responsibility. Kross says, I've decided, hey, if you can't beat them, join them, which made perfect sense to me. And then I told them, look, you guys got these 2 girls at ringside, and they don't get along either. Again, McKay says, don't worry about that. That's our problem. That's our responsibility. We will take care of that. So finally, I said, okay, who do you want to face? I said, I offered them the toxic table. They left. They said, no, we need an established tag team, somebody with a history. I said, okay, the Headbangers, Thrasher and Marsh. And so, here we are, guys.
Well, Myron, I'll tell you, we haven't seen an odd couple like this in a long time. Not that it hasn't happened before in RWL. You'll remember Joseph von Schmidt and American Supreme Matt Clark forming a partnership at the height of their rivalry.
That's right, when they formed the Power Trip way back in 2014. Well, this is definitely an odd couple. Definitely a Felix and Oscar kind of scenario, especially with the 2 ladies at ringside.
And his tag team partner, joined at ringside by Miss Miss Morse X, from Ithaca, New York, weighing 205 pounds, Mad Dog. Mark McKay.
All right, interesting story. But I'd still love to know how they decided, after battering one another all through September, to partner up at all. Weird stuff men will get into over a few beers, I guess. Still, there's the question of will those two actually gel as a team? KROSS has a massive ego, and McKay's a bit of a loose cannon type. And as you point out, Myron, the ladies, Scarlett and Morse X, even they had to question the sanity of their respective men. How do you suppose they'll get along at ringside? Will they each favor their man, or will they let the team do whatever it does, without outside intervention? It's fine for the guys to say they'll handle it, but do you think they're gonna pull this off? It'll be the first time we see McKay partner with anyone but Miss Morse X.
So many questions, Christy. Let's just see what happens, for crying out loud.
Unquestionably a most unusual match with unusual circumstances surrounding it. Mosh and KARRION KROSS starting things off here. Wow, I just don't believe it. There's the bell. They come center ring. Collar and elbow tie up. KARRION KROSS with the upper hand right out of the gate. Beautiful suplex on Mosh, followed up with a stomp to the head. And another. KARRION KROSS starting out very aggressively, putting the boots. The headbanger Mosh. KARRION KROSS. Oh, here we go. Stamping the hands and fingers, much to the delight of Scarlett Bordeaux at ringside. I can't believe Scarlett Bordeaux and Miss Morse X on the same side at ringside. It just defies all logic. KARRION KROSS continuing to stamp the hands of headbanger Mosh. He steps out and turns it over to Mad Dog Mark McKay, and here he comes. A clubbing overhand right from McKay. Mosh whip to the far right corner. A running splash takes Mosh down. And McKay turns it back over to KARRION KROSS. I'm not sure if these two have been working on their tag team coordination, but it sure looks that way. Mosh escapes the corner, locks up KROSS. Winds up the arm, drops a leg on it. Headbanger Mosh finally beginning to mount some offense here, but a couple of hard right hands. Oh my, what a set of hard rights. Here's a cover from KROSS. 1, 2, nope. Mosh finding his way out of the pin to KARRION KROSS. Very aggressive here as here comes headbanger Thrasher. Thrasher with a clothesline takes KROSS down to the mat. Thrasher with the shoulder. KARRION KROSS. Whoa, wow, look at this. Thrasher biting the hand of KARRION KROSS. No doubt in retaliation for stamping the hands of Mosh. KROSS whip to the headbanger's corner. A hard right hand from Thrasher. Here's a tag to Mosh. And a set of stereo kicks. A withering set of blows. Forcing KARRION KROSS into a seated position. Thrasher with a set of kicks to KARRION KROSS. There's a right. Whoa, look at this. KROSS puts on the brakes. Locks up Mosh. Sets him up. Butt wrench suplex. Here's another cover from KROSS. 1, 2. But just another near fall. With Mosh escaping. Here comes Mad Dog Mark McKay. And he moves in on Mosh. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Mosh with a neckbreaker on McKay. Mad Dog Mark McKay. Head slammed down to the mat. McKay charges, running DDT. Taking Mosh down. He rolls to the outside and on the wrong side of the town. Look at this. Scarlett Bordeaux tried to put the grab on him, and he tried a high-risk maneuver that didn't pay off. Mosh going after KARRION KROSS here. But a counter right from KROSS and a shoulder tackle from McKay. The team seems to be working pretty efficiently. McKay with a stomp to Mosh. Mad Dog McKay sets up the neckbreaker and nails it. Headbanger Mosh finding himself in some trouble here. All the way up on the top, he changes his mind, turns it over to KARRION KROSS. Mosh with a hard right hand takes KARRION KROSS down to the mat. He beats it out of town and turns it over to Thrasher. KARRION KROSS charges, takes Thrasher down to the canvas almost immediately. KARRION KROSS dealing out some of the same punishment he dealt out before, stamping on the hands of his opponent. KARRION KROSS with a side suplex to Thrasher. Here's another cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, and Miss North X cheering on KARRION KROSS. I would have never believed it if you hadn't told me. KARRION KROSS locks up. Thrasher whips him to the corner. KARRION KROSS going to take this one himself. And another suplex. As the headbanger rolls out to the floor, KARRION KROSS takes himself to the top turnbuckle, changes his mind about the high-risk maneuver, decides he's going to go after the other headbanger. Hard right hand, takes himself out onto the apron. The referee counting on Mosh here. Down goes Thrasher. Mosh with a clothesline on the outside to KARRION KROSS. Kross locked up, being led back to the ring by Mosh, who makes his way back inside. And KARRION KROSS. Now, whoa, look at this, a quick tag to Mad Dog Mark McKay. I don't think Mosh has seen it. McKay gets a hold of him, whips him into the corner. Hard right hand from Mad Dog Mark McKay. A counter from Mosh. A charge, a clothesline takes McKay down to the canvas center ring. Mosh with a hard right hand takes McKay down again. Misses with the clubbing overhand right. Gets a hold of McKay. Whips him to the headbanger's corner. Here we go. All the way up on the middle rope, and he is going to start counting. Reigning. Oh, wait a minute. Mad Dog Mark McKay said, "Oh, no, you don't." A hard right spins Mosh around. McKay goes behind. Gets him in a headlock, tags him with a headlock punch. Down he goes. McKay gonna go for the cover here. 1. But only just the one, says referee Tom Kanamura. Mad Dog Mark McKay working the crowd here in Wilkes-Barre. Here comes Thrasher on the tag. He misses with his move, catches a stomp from Mad Dog Mark McKay. Mosh is already still trying to figure it all out. But McKay gonna go after him as well. Whips him to the outside. Both headbangers hitting the floor at the same time. Mad Dog Mark McKay and KARRION KROSS, so far a dominant team together. Hard right hand and another. McKay catching a series of shots from Mosh. Mosh on the outside with McKay, going to work on him as the referee counts. Hard right hand from McKay and another. He gets a hold of Mosh. Uh-oh, this is not going to be good. Pile driver on the floor. Oh, man! Would you look at that? He must be out. McKay gathers Mosh up again. Gets him back inside the ring. Goes after Thrasher. Delivers a chop across the chest. Mad Dog Mark McKay, a one-man army over here. Look at this. This is unbelievable. What a pairing between McKay and KARRION KROSS. Again, I would not have believed it if you hadn't told me. Mosh going after McKay on the outside. Thrasher takes down KARRION KROSS. McKay rolls back inside the ring. Back to a standing position. Tags Mosh with a hard right. Takes him down to the canvas. And winds him up in a Texas cloverleaf. Thrasher coming to the rescue of his partner. Whoa! Driving knee right into the forehead of Mosh. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3, and call this one done. It is all over. McKay and KROSS win their first tag team match together. How about this right here?
Here's the time, 8 minutes and 45 seconds. And your winners, the team of Mad Dog McKay and KARRION KROSS.
How do you like that? They didn't even stumble a little. Dominant from the word go. Hey, I can't believe it either, but there it is. McKay and KROSS pick up their first win as a tag team. And it's, hey, nobody's as surprised as I am.
An impressive win for a new tag team partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more RWL Rage right after the break.